good morning. Today it is day number 9 of my trip to Nordkapp, and today I have 120 kilometers to Nordkapp.
Yesterday I made it all the way from Guldholmen to Russenes. I found a quiet place to spend the night, located practically at the very beginning of the E69 road. It's warm, and just below my campsite there is collapsed house with a fairly large pier. There is no easy access to the water here. I also have some company in the form of a little bird chirping very joyfully and loudly. But today I'm heading to Nordkapp. I have about 120 kilometers to cover following the entire E69 road, starting from Russenes. The first 67 kilometers to fjord run almost entirely along the water, making this stretch of the road very scenic. Then there is a nearly 7-kilometer tunnel to cross over to the island of Magaroja, followed by around 46 kilometers to reach Nordkapp itself, and this is the most exciting part of the day.
Have just passed tunnel. I have around 100 kilometers to Nordkapp, and I am so happy and grateful that I can drive this E69 road north. And all of that is on top of my 4 years rebuild of this G-Wagon, which already covered around 3,200 kilometers without even a single problem. This trip to Nordkapp became a really great adventure. Made a stop for a while along this E69 road, sitting behind a G-Wagon, like so. It's here. And watching just cars passing by. And this road is truly amazing. Made it almost to Magaroja Island, just last kilometers of Europe's mainland left.
For me, entering the tunnel was quite a challenge. There are just too many sights that need to be seen, a stream on one side and a waterfall on the other. Fortunately, there is a small parking area where you can stop, make photos, relax and continue your journey to Magaroja Island.
want to say is that Mageroja is really worth coming. It is really beautiful island. It is getting cold and windy here at the top of Mageroja. I am at 250 meters currently. And I need to take a photo. I have last 13 kilometers to reach Nordkapp. Wow, I can see Nordkapp. It was the last hill before reaching Nordkapp. My destination. Nordkapp 500 meters. Here I am, clear blue sky. Welcome to Nordkapp. I'm going to make a photo. Here is one spot. Let's waste no time. I parked at Nordkapp. How cool is this? And I paid 142 Norwegian crowns for staying more than 24 hours, and this includes this parking area and toilets. Okay, let's do this final step. Final steps. Roof of the world.
I have reached Nordkapp. The weather changed like a kaleidoscope throughout the day. For several hours I wandered back and forth and everywhere around, taking photos, recording videos and enjoying the moment at the northernmost cape of Europe. The Nordkapp cliff plateau is quite large, with Nordkapp Horn on the opposite side of the globe. A one-way walk takes about 10 minutes. From the edge there are breathtaking views of the endless Barents Sea and the neighboring cliffs. I also took some pictures of midnight sun. It was a day full of emotions. Tonight I'll be sleeping at Nordkapp.
Oh. 6:07, day number 10. I slept on Nordkapp with a view on a Barents Sea.
Today I slept at Nordkapp. I must say it was an incredible experience. However, Nordkapp is not the northernmost cape of Europe. The morning greeted me with warm, clear weather, although it was still quite windy. I said goodbye to Nordkapp and headed about 6 kilometers south, where a 9-kilometer hiking trail to the Knivskjellodden fjord begins. The name Knivskjellodden translates directly to blade of the knife. This fjord extends 1.5 kilometers farther north than Nordkapp. This hike is great with great views and it takes about 3 hours one way, with breaks to enjoy the views.
Just dry bread. and simple sausage. Not much left. But what a great trip and what a view, man.
It was an unforgettable hike. This is definitely a must-see. The views are breathtaking and the experience of the vastness and majesty of these fjords is just indescribable.
Great hike. Made it to Jivagon, but the way back was a little bit deceiving. It was ascending and I already had 9 kilometers in my legs, and I took only a liter and a half of water and should have taken like 2.5. Would be much better.
After the hike I decided I needed something more substantial than a dry roll, so I headed 9 kilometers to Skarsvåg for some groceries. It's a very picturesque town, but I didn't find any stores there. That was a good excuse to drive 25 kilometers to Hunningsvåg, where I hadn't been yet. After a short visit I headed back north in search of a place to stay and found one in the small town of Gjersvær. This will be my last night on the island of Magaroya, surrounded by fjords and a turning point in my great trip to Nordkapp. The story of Ragnar Lodbrok, a Viking legend. Ragnar, the young son of the king of the Danes, goes to fight a giant snake. He defeats the monster and gains fame, but this is only the beginning of his extraordinary adventures. In the following years, Lodbrok leads Viking fleets, plunders and conquers foreign lands, wins battles, struggles with sorcerers, and fights with wild peoples of dark forests and snowy wastelands. He kills his enemies or sends them in chains to the lands of giants. He falls in love with women often, but always sincerely. He is generous and fair to his sons and friends. There is never enough of winning military glory. Eventually, he becomes a legend of the Viking world, an ideal warrior, leader, and a king.